do this. Alexa, introduce the show for me.
It is now time for Two Useless Organisms, with your handsome hosts, Tristan and Tommy.
Welcome to Two Useless Organisms, a show where two useless organisms discuss a variety of topics as it pertains to their meaningless existence. Today's show, we will discuss childhood dreams and happiness. Keep in mind that Two Useless Organisms is not safe for work, so plug your ears, pussies.
Yeah, you little bitch, little punk ass bitch.
Little boys.
Yeah,
Little boys is going to come back later in the podcast.
Yeah,
Just you
little,
wait.
little.
So,
Okay.
Tommy, what's going on? What's new in your life?
What is going on? You know, I am going to Kings Island and Cedar Point this week, and today, after being depressed for like a month, I had some coaster therapy at Islands of Adventure. So, for more theme park content, listen to Please Remain Seated, our other podcast.
Yeah, listen to that show. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Heck, you're knocking out all these theme parks in like 1 week's time.
I really am. I mean, granted, today, since we're local here, I literally just did Velocicoaster, Hagrid's, and Hulk, and then I left. Kings Island, Cedar Point. I will be hitting up a lot more.
Isn't it strange to you, Tommy, that your body just flies around this earth like as it does? Isn't it odd to you that roller coasters move our body in such a weird way and that your body just literally flies around the air quite frequently?
It really is. I don't know how my body has handled it, because when I did my Carowinds trip a few weeks ago, another fucking theme park trip I did, like my body was like really feeling it at the end of the day. Like I don't know if it was the heat that caught up with me that day, or like, their 325-foot tall thing that they have. Like, my body's starting to get old, but that's why I got to pump out all these parks while I can.
I think of it this way. If you think of human history, okay, up until, well, actually, listen to one of our previous episodes of Please Remain Seated to learn the history of roller coasters. But up until a certain year, before roller coasters were big, people's bodies didn't do that. They stayed on the ground.
Yeah, it's dumb.
And then now in these last like 100 years or so, 150 roughly, since roller coasters were first invented, people's bodies just like, I'm not even talking about flying in an airplane where you go up and then you're up there and then you come down. People's bodies are just going through loops and corkscrews and things. And I just can't help but think that that's not good for us in the long run.
At some point it isn't. I think everybody has different tolerances for it. Like, for example, I can tolerate riding like 200, 300-foot tall roller coasters multiple times in a row. But then there are other people who will ride like, a very tiny wild mouse and be like, never again, which is an actual thing that I experienced when I rode Sand Serpent at Busch Gardens, Tampa a few months ago. There was a mom in the row in front of me with her child. And, this park also has Iron Gwazi, which is a huge monster, but she's on this little wild mouse, and she's just screaming like, oh, shit, like the whole time. And I was trying not to laugh my ass off in the back row. I waited till she was a respectable distance away off the ride. But yeah, I got to respect people and their different tolerances.
Yeah, it's a strange thing, but you know what? We're happy to have you, Tommy. We're glad that no roller coaster has killed you yet. As it has so many.
You too, because you also ride coasters sometimes.
I do, a little less frequently, but I do get on them. I can tell you, I love a Velocicoaster in the morning. That's for sure.
Oh God, yeah. That shit makes me fucking horny.
Anyway, let's for our visual watchers here, you might notice that Tommy and I are doing something weird right now. We're holding our microphones with our hands.
We're holding them.
And when you think of podcasters, they're always sitting in their little podcast studio with their shit behind them and their microphones on a stand, and they look all douchey. So I wanted to just be loosey goosey today. So
we're douchey in our hands.
Douchey goosey, and I'm just sitting in my room in a folding lawn chair. And I'm feeling pretty good, Tommy. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. So, funny enough, Tristan was introducing this concept before we started the show. And then when we first started recording the show, I decided to take it out of my stand. But when I did that, I accidentally unplugged the microphone, and it wouldn't let me plug it back in. Like, the Zoom settings would not let me put it back in. So we had to restart this whole show, which thankfully we weren't far into it.
It really fucked up
I
my night,
I
actually.
really fucked it up like a moron,
Yeah.
but you know.
But we're gonna see how this
And
works because I
yeah,
like the feeling of this.
honestly, I already like it way better because like
Yeah.
I'm always leaning up against the desk trying to make sure that like I'm talking into it properly and just so much more relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're just chilling here.
we're chilling.
Shit. Well, anywho, I guess we should probably hop on into our first topic here.
You know what? Let's jump into it.
And Tommy, you actually said that you were going through a little bit of a sad time, so you rode some roller coasters, and
Yeah.
I have also been having some ups and downs. And I don't ride roller coasters; I just sit in my apartment. But I decided my topic should be things that make me happy,
Yeah.
because it's always important to acknowledge those things, because you often lose sight of them when you're upset, right?
Absolutely.
So I'll knock us out. Tommy, do you have a list made, or are you going to go off
I
your head?
oh I did make a list for this one because I didn't want to leave anything out. And something tells me I'm going to think of stuff after the show too, but I have a pretty solid list here of things that make me happy.
We'll hop back and forth, and
Yeah.
I'll knock off the first item, and then you'll take the next one, and we'll zigzag.
Cool.
How's that sound?
That sounds wonderful.
Zigzag paddywag. My first is sitting on my balcony with my new fountain.
Oh yeah.
See, it's just man, I would record out there if people weren't being loud and stupid all the time.
Yeah, no, I agree. We have a similar, very nice patio, and that was one thing that I didn't list, but I agree. We have a very nice patio with a lake view with a fountain, and anytime the weather is nice, I'm sitting out there. It's just peaceful.
Well, Tommy, I have my own private fountain, and
Oh, you have your own private one?
it's
Oh
about a
man,
foot and a half tall, and
mine, we gotta
it's like
share it with
five
the
layers.
neighborhood.
Water just drips down, super relaxing and calming. My grandma gave it
Push it
to me
like
for
a
my
drip, drip,
birthday.
drip.
Drip,
Ba-ba-da-da-ba.
drip, drippy, drip, 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 drip,
Whoa,
drip. Um,
Kanto, but anyway,
we do boop, Bob
yeah.
Chapstick. But
Oh,
yeah, so we just sit out there, and we got some new furniture out there too from Aldi the other day. Aldi had this super cheap, nice outdoor furniture set that was selling like hotcakes, and we snagged the last one.
mhm.
Um, so I gotta be honest with you, that's the highlight of every day is when I just go sit out there and read with some water or some tea and
That's just delightful. Oh, God,
relax.
we love tea. Love a
Ah,
nice tea. Nice cup of tea makes me happy.
son of a gun. What
What?
about you? What's your next first one here?
So my first one here. So funny enough, my first one, I kind of put a few things in one thing, but they all kind of relate. And it is anytime I go somewhere and you got to hear me out where I get to scream a bunch. And what I mean by that is whenever I go to a concert of a band I like and I'm screaming the lyrics, or when I went to an AEW wrestling pay-per-view a couple months ago, I was screaming my lungs out the whole time. Or on all these coaster trips I do, I spend a day or two riding roller coasters all day screaming, and my lungs are just destroyed after these types of events, and it feels fucking wonderful. So
Mm.
things that make me happy anytime I get to scream. Also, honorable mention to Marvel movie opening nights. You do need a good crowd for it. My Multiverse of Madness, amazing movie. I didn't have quite a loud crowd, but for No Way Home back in December, I had an amazing crowd. It's delightful.
Throwback here to episode 1 of Three Guys Without the Whys,
Yeah,
the Marvelous Taco Quarantine,
yeah,
where we discuss opening Marvel nights and how Tommy and
yeah.
I shared quite a romantic evening at
Oh God,
Endgame.
so great.
And that was crazy, man. I had a pretty
Yeah.
rowdy crowd for Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. I was a little bit rowdy. I didn't get too over the top, but there was definitely a few times where I just went, "Holy shit!" And like the people next to me just started laughing because I was also kind of inebriated, but
Yeah,
I was trying not to be too obnoxious.
but yeah,
Got to
no,
read the crowd.
those are good items right there. What you
Yeah,
just came up with.
yeah.
Those are I like both of those. My next one is Disney cruises.
Ooh,
This is a
love a good
newfound love.
cruise.
I had never been on a cruise before a couple months ago, any cruise,
Hmm.
and uh, booked a Disney cruise, and I'm a Disney type of guy, so it was, you know, I didn't know what I was expecting. I kind of thought it was going to be boring, like I'm just going to be floating
Yeah,
around on a boat for
yeah,
4 days.
absolutely.
But oh my gosh, it was the most relaxing thing. We had a nice veranda view room, so we had like a balcony
Hmm.
that oversaw the ocean. off our room. The food is amazing. You will not have better
Oh, yeah.
Disney food
Mm,
overall. Um,
wow.
I mean, the whole experience, all the food is perfect.
Wow.
The
That is
entertainment's
saying
good. They
something.
got some stage
Hmm.
shows, and then you go to the Nassau in the Bahamas. You go to Disney's private island. The day we came back, we were like, we're going on another one. We're gonna plan another
Yeah,
one. So we're saving for that right now. Disney cruises.
that's awesome. And one of the things that I wrote down, I didn't specifically write cruises, but I did write just being near water, which and we did kind of talk about, but like specifically being on boats makes me really happy. Um, I didn't specifically write cruises, but the last time I went on a cruise was in 2019, like at least a few months before COVID happened. And yeah, they're so much fun. It wasn't a Disney one, but I also remember when I was younger, I used to go on cruises with my family all the time. And one of the things I liked as a kid was going to the kid camps and making a whole bunch of friends. Now, as an adult, I am less likely to be friends with strangers, so I was a little bit worried if I was going to have a good time. And oh my god, it was fucking wonderful. Like great food, just being on a boat and relaxing, going to cool places. It's wonderful. It's like I'm hoping I can go on another cruise at some point soon. I know they're kind of coming back into business. I was supposed to go on one in January, but then Omicron kind of got scary, and I was supposed to go with my mom who has cancer, and then so it's a whole bunch of stuff. But cruises, water, boats, next.
I'm a fan of water. You know what? I should have just put water
Yeah,
because my next one is about water,
awesome.
and that's Disney's Vero Beach Resort.
Mm,
So, for those who don't know, who aren't in the Disney verse, Disney has their own hotel right on the Atlantic Ocean in Florida, and I it was the same thing with the cruise. The first time I went there, which was back in 2020, um, I was like, "This is going to be boring." Like when I stayed at a Disney hotel, I usually go to the parks. You know, do whatever, eat at a nice restaurant. So I was like, what am I going to do with this hotel? It's just on the ocean, sit on the beach
yeah.
all day. Well, I can tell you that that's exactly what I did all day, and it was the best thing ever.
Oh yeah.
So, and the restaurant there is really good. The cast members are great. It's a really nice, calm, out of the way spot. You know, when you're staying at a
Yeah.
Disney resort at Walt Disney World in Florida, it feels like you're surrounded by all the hustle and bustle that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And Vero Beach is not like that at all. It's just so quiet. It's
Yeah.
2 hours away. It is good.
Yeah. Which speaking of staying at resorts, like living down here, like I have had the opportunity just to do some staycations at resorts. So you saying all that and like near a nice beach and like even more secluded, I can see how that would be amazing. Because like there are some resorts at Disney that you can just spend a staycation at and have a wonderful time without going to a park.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. So you'll have to head over there, Tommy. What's your next item?
My next item, very simple, very yummy food and drinks, especially when it's like stuff you're trying for the first time or something that you're attached to and you get to have it again, like at like some of your favorite restaurants. Whenever I go to my hometown of Cary, North Carolina, in the next town over, there's an amazing brunch place called True Flavors that have the best chicken and waffles. The waffles you don't even need to add syrup because they have that much great flavor. Today I had my little trip to Islands of Adventure. I also went to Twosome's Chocolate Emporium at City Walk, and the bartender recommended me to get these like cocoa. I took, hold on, I have the name of it somewhere. Stand by. It was the why is the website reloading? It was a pork. It was like a cocoa pork something that was so good. Um, blah, 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 blah. Okay. It was the cocoa pork tenderloin. Very, I could have said that, but like it had like sweet potato mash, vegetables, and a sherry white chocolate reduction. Like, how do they make cocoa work on a pork tenderloin? It was so good. There, and it was like juicy and moist.
I'm gonna have to try that. I've walked through the gift shop of Tootsome, but I've never eaten there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it's
have to
so good.
try that because the whole
Yeah,
chocolate thing sounds really weird to me.
yeah.
But I'll tell you, have you ever had chocolate Coke?
I haven't had chocolate Coke, but I did try a chocolate stout today, and that was very wonderful.
Chocolate Coke is weird, but it's good.
Yeah,
It works.
yeah.
Like I've only drank it once at a restaurant in
Mm.
Chicago, but I was like, whoa, this is actually good.
Yeah.
So I'll have to try that again. But yummy food, I will agree. When I stumble upon a place that ends up being really, like especially good, what
Mhm.
a great feeling that is.
Oh God, it's the best.
I don't do it often because I'm dirt poor. I'm saving for a Disney cruise.
Yeah,
So I eat a lot of
yeah,
ramen and mac and cheese.
yeah.
But any whoozy, that's good. Good food is always awesome. My next one
Chocolate,
is simple,
simple.
just like that, and it's watching TV or movies with my girlfriend Allison.
Yeah.
It's how we spend most nights. You know, whoever gets home last, they
Hmm.
shower, they eat, and we just sit down and watch something. And it's like it's that it's that moment in the day where
Yeah,
you're like, oh, it's time to relax.
yeah,
It's all smooth sailing from here on out, and I got nothing to worry about. All my responsibilities of the day are over, except for my stupid dog, which haunts my life.
yeah.
But other than that, just watching TV. That's
Yeah.
really it.
That I can agree with that one, especially when when you discover a new show that turns out to be amazing. It's like my brain is completely mushed from TikTok and the internet. I don't have an attention span anymore. But when I find a new TV show or movie that I like, it is a wonderful feeling.
Hmm. I have to say that in terms of TV shows, not many usually catch my attention. I like Star Trek, so I watch a lot
Hmm.
of the Star Trek series. But the Mike Flanagan TV shows, which were Haunting of Hill House, Haunting of Bly Manor, and Midnight Mass, solid. Tommy saw a ghost.
No, I didn't see a ghost. It is just raining a bit outside.
Oh, it's full on storming where I'm at.
Yeah, it's gotta. I think I heard some tiny boom booms. It's supposed to be a little boom boom night tonight.
We've had boom booms here for a few minutes, man.
Yeah,
What part of Florida are you in? Come on.
yeah. Maybe
You're
maybe
like
they'll
down the
reach
road from
me.
me.
Come on, Tristan, send me your boom booms.
Boomy boomies.
Yeah.
So that's my man. Watching TV. What's next for you?
Um, it's like I feel like we've touched on a little bit of it, but I want to continue on with like pretty nature, like going to the mountains. I remember a couple of years ago for my brother's bachelor party, we went to the mountains in North Carolina, and being here in Orlando, I'm just used to being in traffic, concrete, construction, development, but then just going to the mountains and like being a lot more secluded and just so much open space, so beautiful, so very
Yeah,
peaceful.
I agree with that. I don't get to see a lot of good scenery where I'm at. Um,
Yeah.
but when I go home to Illinois, which is actually, believe it or not, my next topic, my next one, I am amazed at how beautiful cornfields are
Yeah, no, I
because
could
it's
see
just
that.
expansive. You can't see anything. Um, Actually, I went to one of my good friend's wedding a couple of years ago, and this is truly in the middle of nowhere, Illinois. Um, and he got married on his wife's farm that's been in her family for a long time, and it was the most beautiful wedding like in the world. It was just you could see for miles all around you. It was the most beautiful night, beautiful sunset. So I'm right there with you, man. When I see some nice scenery, some nice,
Yeah,
wherever it is, which, like I said, is not often, that's pretty cool.
nice.
What's your favorite place to visit? Your favorite scenic spot?
Ooh, that is a loaded question. Um, because like off the top of my head, I don't feel like I have a specific one, like a specific natural place. Growing up, one of my best friends had a beach house in Pineville Shores, North Carolina, and his family also had a boat, and we would occasionally go out in the Sound, or we would go to was it Cape Lookout on the boat? And that goes back to what we said earlier, being on a boat. So being on a boat and water, definitely big part of nature, and then like the mountains, like I said. So just very wonderful. I did go to Clearwater for the first time this week, and I'd never been there. I had only heard nice things, but for some reason in my head, the name Clearwater, it made me for some reason in my head it just sounded like a trashy place. I don't know why. But then you go there and it doesn't even look like a real place. Like there's only $1 million mansions and tall buildings, but then it's just land that's barely above the water. It's really pretty over there.
Ooh, I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Count
It's
me in.
cool.
But
Yeah.
Well, I'll segue that into this next one, and that's visiting home. Sandwich,
Yeah.
Illinois is home for me. You're Cary, North Carolina, right?
Yep.
I'm Sandwich, Illinois, and I like going there just because I get to chill out. I get to see my friends and family.
Yeah.
I always have a few hours to just relax. You know, I don't spend
Yeah.
the whole time seeing people 24/7.
Here's the boom booms.
There's the boom booms. I
Yeah.
swear,
Oh, now
Tommy,
it's
we've had
coming
him here
down.
for 15 minutes. I don't know
Okay.
where the fuck you live, but
Literally like 20 minutes down the road, probably, but that's Florida for you.
but shit. Yeah, man. So I usually go home once or twice a year, and I wish I could go more, but that's just not financially
Yeah.
feasible, and taking time
Hmm.
off work and getting
Yeah.
there.
Exactly.
So I don't
Ooh,
know, man.
whoa. It's flashy out there.
Have you not? Have you not seen light? I don't under
I
fucking
mean, I
stand how you
have,
just
but
keep
it just, sometimes it's still spooky,
trying to record a fucking podcast here, and you're scared at the lightning, at the spooky clouds, which you have dreams about, Tommy. I know you do.
I do, yes, sweet.
Go back to episode 14, 13 or 14 to hear about our dreams and our nightmares.
That was like 2 episodes ago, I think, right?
Yeah, I think it should be episode
Probably.
14. But
Yeah.
golly gee, all right, what's next for you, buddy? You got another one?
Um, I think the only other one that I have listed, which kind of goes off of food, is chocolate chip cookies. Like a nice chocolate chip cookie just makes me so fucking horny.
It really is the simple things. Listen to the whole
Yep.
list you just made. It's all simple things.
Yep.
Chocolate chip cookies. That's the most common type of fucking cookie, Tommy.
Just nature, water, good food, screaming.
Yeah.
That's it.
Scream. I forgot about screaming. Maybe not that one, but
Ah!
well, I'll segue this into my next. I actually had two more, but I can put them together because they're basically the same thing.
Yeah.
That's having a sense of humor and hosting two podcasts with
Yes.
my good friend Tommy, and of course
Oh,
when
man.
Eric joins us, it's always a treat.
We love some good humor.
But
You know what I really enjoy when like you get close enough with someone where like you can just tell each other to go fuck yourselves and just start insulting each other, but you know that you're cool.
mhm.
I feel like it takes a little bit to get to that level with some people, but like when you're there, it's wonderful.
I knew the first moment I saw you, Tommy, which we both remember that instance. We won't talk about it on the show because it gives away some personal details about us. But
Yeah.
I knew right away that I was going to have a long lasting relationship with you.
Oh, gosh, that warms my soul.
Mhm.
That makes me happy.
I knew right away.
A little heartwarming friendship.
Our good friend Brian actually kind of in a way brought us together.
He did.
He was
Yeah.
there, and he was actually just on our show a few episodes ago as well. Check out Scooter and the Big Man.
Scooter and the Big Man.
That's his New York Mets podcast.
Yep.
Baseball-y. But those are things that make me happy, Tommy. I'm glad I got to hear about what makes you happy. Let's be happy more, Tommy. Let's make an
Yeah.
effort. We're going to be happy more.
Yeah.
Ride some more coasters, and
Yeah.
I'll sit on my balcony. But
Wonderful. I'll sit on mine too.
Come sit on mine, Tommy. Come sit on my balcony.
Okay. I'll come to your balcony and sit on it. Yeah.
Anyway, Tommy, this show doesn't run itself. We need to take a word from our sponsor.
Yeah. Time for a commercial break. Today's episode is brought to you by bugs. If you want a invasive thing that's kind of spooky, but maybe you like bugs and whatever, you want to, you're cool and weird like that, you bugs. And we're back. Welcome back to Two Useless Organisms. Going to get ready for our next topic here.
Let's rewind a bit. Tommy, seems like you're rushing along here. What was that?
That was the sponsor. People reach out to us because we're a very popular show, so people want to sponsor our show. And this week, Bugs, they put in a good word, so I had to.
Bugs reached out to you. I'll let it slide that it was owls last week, but I don't fucking understand how bugs are paying us to do this show. Not a single fucking person is paying us to do the show, so I don't I don't understand where you're getting your information, Tommy. But you know what? We will move on. Why don't we just
Yeah,
why don't
we
we just
will.
skip
We will
past this?
eventually get from Jeff Bezos and Pob Chapstick at some point. I
Pob
think that
Pob Pob Chat
Pob's whatever that
Pobsworth.
that idiot. I don't know. Anyways, we have another topic, right? It's my topic, and
Yeah.
that is and the topic. Oh my god! When you were a child, what did you want to be when you grow up, and what the fuck happened?
Well, Tommy, you're implying that I didn't make it.
Oh shit! Okay, you got to live your dreams. Good for you.
No, I was going to agree with you. Well, I want to hear yours first, Tommy. Tell me yours.
Okay, so I got two. I got two things that I wanted to do as a kid. Uh, the first one was be a professional wrestler. Um, I think in terms of theatrics, I could potentially get that down. However, when it comes to the athletics and body conditioning, that shit is hard. Like I know people think it's fake, but like they actually beat themselves up. Like it's a predetermined scripted type of thing. But like the stunts are real, and it is very dangerous, especially when they do it multiple times a week, 52 weeks a year. Pretty much no time to rest, constantly traveling. That shit just seems very, very hard, and my body sucks right now. So I'm way past ever being able to do that.
All right, what's your other one?
The other one is a roller coaster designer, mechanical engineer. In case you didn't know, I really like theme parks and roller coasters. I always have. And when I was younger, I really wanted to be a roller coaster designer. However, designing them on Roller Coaster Tycoon is a lot different than actually figuring out the physics, engineering, and all of the shit that goes into making and designing and everything. It's a very complicated thing, you know. That one might not be too late. However, I discovered quickly I don't know if I'd be able to do it because in high school I did pretty good at algebra one. Then all the math after that I was not good at. So or I struggled with it a little bit. So maybe not my strongest thing to do.
I believe you can do it, Tommy. I believe you can learn that math, and you can
I
push
think I
a.
might be able to.
If you can push
I
a
do.
wagon down a hill, you can design a roller
Yeah.
coaster. I mean, it's as
It's
simple
like
as that.
I do kind of like math, so maybe I could actually do it. So yeah.
Well, shoot. I'll do mine real quick because we only got 10 minutes left
Yeah,
in this son
apparently.
of a
What the
gun.
hell?
I
That's
don't know.
weird.
I thought
We talked a lot about what makes us happy, so
didn't do that. It's good.
yeah.
We did talk about it, and that's good. I'm glad we
Yeah.
did that.
Me too.
My childhood dreams. At some point in time, I wanted to be an architect.
Yeah.
Oh, that boom boom was
Like
close.
of roller coasters?
Like no, not like fucking roller
Okay.
coasters, Tommy. I don't give a fuck about roller coasters. God damn. No, I wanted like I didn't know architect. You design buildings. I
Yeah.
thought that'd be cool. And then once I probably learned what it really means, I didn't care anymore. But and then I wanted to be an Imagineer for Disney when I
Oh
was
yeah.
in middle school.
Yeah.
After that dream, I had no more dreams. So
Yeah.
I'm right where I wanted to be.
Amazing, yeah. It's very good. Not mad about where I am right now. I will say one more thing about the professional wrestler thing. Despite me knowing that shit will never happen, I still will occasionally hear a song and think, man, this would be a cool entrance theme song
Mhm.
to come out to. I think the latest one that I've thought of would be a good theme song would be Material Girl by Madonna. Um, just imagine being a super badass wrestler, but then you walk out to that. I think that would be dope.
I'd watch it. I'd watch you
Heck
do
yeah.
that all the time. If you could film
Heck
that
yeah.
for me and send it my way.
Yeah. But
That'd
like
be-
I would actually have to be a cool, tough, strong wrestler that can actually beat people up. I definitely cannot.
I bet you could crush someone's skull with your thighs.
You're not wrong.
All right, we'll have to find out. Let's get on up here. We got a Yelp review for you, folks, as we always do.
Heck yeah.
Yelp review. Yelp review.
This little son of a gun here is from Suds Dotson's Little Boy Arcade in Hinsdale, Montana.
Montana?
Montana.
Is that a real place?
Montana is a real place. It's not just the last name of a fictitious singer.
It's like I've never met a single human being that's ever been to or is from Montana.
That's a good point. Neither have I.
Interesting.
But you're
Okay.
about to hear from someone who is. So
Okay.
here we go.
Hiccups.
Just wanted to warn anybody in Valley County area of Montana not to ever go to Suds Dotson's Little Boy Arcade in Hinsdale. My daughter wanted to have her birthday party at a Chuck E. Cheese, but the closest one to our town closed when a garbage truck drove through the front door and nearly killed the guy in the rat costume. Luckily, the giant head kept the guy from getting a concussion. Anyway, I made the drive out to Hinsdale with my kid and all her friends, and all I can say now is that I should have stayed away when I saw the first red flag. Boarded up windows and no decorations. Only a piece of plywood with the word arcade written with spray paint and a poorly drawn photo of a stick figure kid with a lollipop. Ugh. After entering, everything would have seemed normal if my eye hadn't caught a bunch of creepy child-shaped piñatas hanging from the ceiling. Upon closer inspection, I noticed some of the piñatas were dripping a sludgy dark brown liquid onto the floor beneath. We paid at the front counter and sat down at a big table for everyone, where pizza was served and the kids gave their presents. After the kids finished their pizza and they were running around with the new toys and playing arcade games, a giant lollipop came out of a back room and made its way to our table, slowly waddling in a manner that would make Jeffrey Dahmer uneasy. As legend has it, this was none other than Suds Dotson himself, making his rounds to meet all the kiddies and get as close as possible to them. He stopped at our table and slowly pulled a sign out of a pouch behind him. He held the sign up, which read, "Lick the Lollipop," and just stood there until the kids acknowledged him and went over. To my dismay, one by one they started to lick his costume, until they were all licking the costume ferociously as if there was some sort of catnip on it. Suds just stood there giggling, his shoulders rapidly moving up and down while muffled laughter came from his giant lollipop head. He then let out a primordial roar and fell to the ground panting. This startled the kids, so they ran over and hid in the corner. I just sat there dumbfounded while Suds laid on the ground, his big animated lollipop eyes staring straight up at the ceiling. At this point, I swear I heard him faintly say, "Someone go tell that owl how many licks it took." The employee working the front counter came over and helped Lollipop Man up, and he gathered himself while leaning on a chair until he limped back to the back room. The kids now had already forgotten about the trauma that just happened and were playing games again, when one of them yelled, "Let's go play over there," pointing to a giant green screen TV. I watched them play for a few minutes before realizing that the green screen was for. The kids can see themselves on a big TV hanging from the ceiling, superimposed onto a grainy home video where Suds Dotson filmed himself playing different characters, such as superhero Wilfred Crunchberry, his girlfriend Pinecone Susie, his right-hand man Crenshaw Moose, and the supervillain, Biden the Tyrant. This ended up being the final straw, and I gathered the kids to go back out to the van. Once outside, I realized we were short one kid, so I went back inside to try and find them. The front counter employee was gone, as was the lollipop perv. There wasn't a person to be seen. I called the police, and when they arrived, they conducted a search of the whole building, but never found the kid. The police report would later reveal that Suds was wet and nude in the back room, claiming the lollipop suit always makes him so sweaty. The employee came out of another door back there, which revealed a staircase leading up to the loft that Suds and the employee lived. As it turns out, Suds lived up there in a ramshackle apartment he made for himself, with camera monitors lining the wall and an extra bed where he hosts foreign exchange students who work at the arcade.
Is that like the movie theater you worked at?
It's kind of exactly like this. Anyway, Suds had actually just gotten out of the shower upstairs, but the employee was dry. I never did find out what that employee was doing up there. The next day, Suds was arrested for illegal building occupancy, and the employee detained until they could figure out what to do with him. The local news crews were there covering the story, and I was watching on TV when I noticed something odd. Right inside the entrance, there was a new piñata that wasn't there previously, slowly rotating in the breeze, with that same smelly liquid dripping out of it. I'll let your imagination put the rest of the pieces together, but if you want to keep all the kids of your birthday party accounted for, please don't take them to Suds Dotson's Little Boy Arcade. Pizza was good, though. 4 out of 5 stars.
The 4 out of 5 stars. Wow.
Some people got different standards.
I guess so. I mean, the pizza was that good, so I guess you're not going to find that much pizza in Montana, so
I would gladly pay a child's life to eat some solid pizza.
Yeah, I agree.
So
Cool.
you live and you learn. Now you learn all about Montana. So if you ever do
Yep.
come across someone from Montana, you can ask them, "Hey, you ever been to Hinsdale? You ever been to Suds Dotson's Little Boy Arcade?"
Yeah. It's like I am pretty sure Montana does have pretty nature, and we do like that here. So maybe we might have a nice romantic trip to Montana.
Let's book it. Let's
All right,
book it.
and then we'll check out the arcade and get the pizza. Amazing.
Tommy, you know
All
what
right.
time it is. Talk us
You know
out.
what time it is. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Two Useless Organisms. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon to get notified on new Two Useless Organisms content. If you're listening to this on Apple's podcast, make sure to rate 5 stars. Follow us on everything, Spotify, whatever the hell. We love you, face. Bye. Two useless organisms. Two useless organisms. Hell yeah. It's being
Dang it, if I
recorded.
just had hit it 2 seconds earlier, I would have gotten you.
I know. Suck my dick. There we go.
Dick.
Does that sound better? We like
Yeah.
that. Oh, wonderful.